making it rain.
The draft is fast approaching. We're going to make up some Saints rumors, news, and more. Plus, what's the key to improving the defense in 2023? And my mock draft is going to break Kevin's brain. Thomas, hit that intro.
Barstool Mincy of Barstool Sports here. I'm good friends with the Saints Happy Hour podcast, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I'm really just friends with Andrew Hughes, so I support him because I feel sorry for him. Good dude, but way too bougie to take seriously when it comes to football.
Sean Payton would have done illegal things. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because you know it's true.
Ralph? If he was an NFL GM, a team would never win a freaking game.
Making it
Trade
rain.
this, sign this guy. Awful ideas and armchair quarterbacking, full-blown panic every show.
Marcus Callaway.
With Dave, here's the key. When he talks, just mute or fast forward 5 minutes. Hopefully he's done talking by then and headed back to the bathroom where he seems to eternally live.
Put that freaking clown meme back up that I made. Jesus Christ.
Then Kevin, man, why the hell is he still on the show? He doesn't even watch the damn games, and somehow they keep inviting him.
Budrich wants to know how the doctor's doing.
That ended.
Podcasting poverty, man. Who dat?
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. We are live on Twitch. If you aren't, follow us on Twitch, and remember to subscribe to Saints Happy Hour wherever you get your podcast. Smash that like button on YouTube. Also, become an annual patron at patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour and get 2 months for free. We have a limited edition Boys Are Back Cup as a gift. They're running out. You get that if you sign up at the annual level. It's amazing. You should do it. And our off-season MVP contest is coming to a close very soon. Anyone who donates any amount during the show gets entered into one of our drawings on April 17th and gets 2 Saints season survival mugs for the 2023 season. Lord knows you're going to need them. The person who donates the most each week gets entered into our other drawing to do their own mock Saints draft with us on their own episode of the Daily Pod. And the person who donates the most each week gets to have a 30-second video of themselves giving their Saints hot take played the following week. Thomas, do we have an MVP leader this early in the episode?
Oh yeah, Hatchet John has already started the party with 6 big gift subs and also 100 bits to add it up. And also thanks to Jason Champagne for resubscribing with Twitch Prime for 16 months straight.
All right, I'm drinking. This is my last Miller High Life. I bought 2 cases for like $9. So I'm going to be drinking something new next week, but I love Miller High Life. Hey, Miller, if you're listening, I will endorse your beer on social media. Nobody loves the High Life like I love the High Life.
Wait. So what are you drinking after that for the rest of the show?
I don't know. More high. Oh, I have to go get. I don't know. I have to see. I have two little ponies left. So I have this and 2 little ponies.
My little pony, my little pony.
My little pony.
You're a brony?
What
do you
why
think,
is that
Dave?
quality so terrible? It does not sound like that on my phone.
I thought Andrew was going to cue in there. I'm drinking Spindle Tap Fresh Hands. Not Heavy Hands, but Fresh Hands Double IPA. It's delicious. This is my second or third drink. I started
sounds freaking gross.
I like Drunk Dave being back is amazing.
Yeah, no, Drunk Dave is made for podcasting. Drunk Dave was made for podcasting. Sober Dave was not made for podcasting. And this is a Hazy Boy IPA from Spindle Tap. It's delicious.
Andrew, are you drinking anything tonight, or you're still having one of them dry, weird months?
No, I've boycotted drinking ever since Dave started again. I refuse to drink on the show when Dave is so you
makes sense. That makes sense.
I wanted to keep the honor, the discipline of only one of us drinking.
Kevin, are you drinking Crooked Stick or whatever the hell?
No, I just finished finished a mug of Throat Coat.
Throat Coat.
You might say it's the goat of teas.
Throat Coat. If you're listening, you can be a sponsor too.
Oh shit!
Slide in the DMs. We'll cut you.
Wait, I want to hear about. Andrew wasn't with us last week. he went to Kiowa Island, which is like my second. It is bougie, but it's like my second home because I spent many
The
years
sun
on
never
Seabrook
sets
Island.
on the Jewish Empire.
Did you guys have a good time?
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Did you have a good time, Andrew?
I had a good time. You know, it rings a little hollow to call me bougie, Dave, when it's delivered with the punchline that you're basically from there. You're like, oh, that's a bougie vacation. I would know because that's basically where I come from.
Yeah, but Kiowa's nicer than Seabrook. But I mean, Seabrook Island is a little more local, but Kiowa's more touristy.
Kiowa, it was nice. I will say this. You know,
it's the Low Country. It's beautiful. Did you go into Charleston?
I did. Yep. I'm from Louisiana. I vacationed in Florida a lot. I have never seen so many alligators in my life.
Yeah, really.
I mean, Kiowa is freaking infested with alligators in every body of water. And they're massive. They're some of the biggest alligators I've ever seen.
Yeah, South Carolina.
The more you know. Absolutely. I didn't know South Carolina was gator country.
Did you go to Angel Oak? Did you go see the giant oak tree?
I did.
Yeah, of course you did.
I went to there's a beautiful hotel there called the Sanctuary, which was really cool. There's a tennis center there, the Roy Barth Tennis Center, which is rated, I think, #1 in the world.
I don't know anything.
So I played tennis there. That was
that
cool.
a Kiowa? That's
what makes a tennis center
Kiowa
better than
Island.
another tennis center?
You know, I'll be honest, like it was no different than the tennis club I play at here in Charlottesville. it was nice. It was nice.
More 50-year-old women to crush.
Yeah. And then they have this. So they have this bar. I've never been to Nantucket, but I suspect this is what Nantucket looks like. But they have this bar that they call the Ryder Cup bar. I think the Ryder Cup last was on Kiowa Island in 1991.
Yes, that's correct.
But it's called the Ryder Cup bar.
In fact, that was a big deal because back then, like Bohicket Road to get out to Kiowa and Seabrook Island, like Bohicket Road, it was just a tiny little 1-lane road. And like when they had the Ryder Cup, they like had to expand it. They added lanes. They made it the Betsy Kerrigan Parkway or whatever. All that stuff, like the Harris Teeter, Freshfields Village, like all that stuff, Andrew, like in the 80s, none of that was there. Like you would have to turn on your high beams and you drove 17 miles on a 2-lane road in the middle of the night coming home from dinner. And you prayed you didn't hit a deer, and there was nobody out there. And ever since the Ryder Cup in the early 90s and Kiowa has become such a big thing, like it is like, and Charleston just in itself has become such a popular city. I mean, that whole area is blown up.
We're not a Saints podcast anymore, Kevin. We're a South Carolina
travel and leisure.
Yeah, boy, because you know what? If there's one thing that I really enjoy, it's hearing how lovely Charleston, South Carolina is and the surrounding metro area. I really fucking enjoy that. Hearing it from you two assholes. Oh, isn't Charleston it's heaven
magical
on earth. You got got the ocean breeze coming in.
Andrew,
Fortunately,
Andrew,
I didn't attend any weddings.
Well, Andrew, didn't you feel like you could just fall in love with your wife all over again when you were in
really did, actually. We really connected while we were there.
You went to that
magical. We're going to fuck each other next.
You went to
perfect. And let me guess. Y'all came back home. Everything was fine. There was no awkwardness.
Yeah, we were all still together. Andrew came back. He's still married.
We came back on Saturday.
Stuff was in the front lawn on Sunday morning.
Family,
still talking to each other
yesterday. So far so good, Kevin.
So far, great. So good. Go fuck yourself.
I didn't even think about the vacation dating connection. But
here's the thing, though. Like people that are listening to this podcast for the first time, they're like,
I no idea what's going on.
I thought this was an award-winning Saints podcast. They're talking about vacationing in South Carolina. But here's the thing, people. The Saints have no news. We'd have to make up some rumors. I didn't say derogatory things about
good news
about draft picks that you like. Spread some malicious rumors.
I was on a radio show today, and they were so desperate for topics. They asked me. I'd go on a few radio shows a week about the Saints specifically. And they asked me about the looming Kamara suspension because they had nothing to talk about. So let's just ask them about that.
Kevin, I got the shakes because this Saints offseason, we had Peyton trade. Where's he going to go? Then we had Derek Carr just drop out of the sky. And that was the whole month of February, right?
Yeah.
And then we had free agency. The last 2 weeks, the Saints haven't had any news. I'm got the shakes. I'm like an addict. I need the Saints. What? I need a rumor, man. I need it in my veins.
No, we're fine. We're fine. This is good.
You know what the problem is, Kevin? It's
you need a rumor. I could make something up right here.
It's his addiction. It's his addiction to Twitter.
That's right.
Like he keeps refreshing his timeline.
Right.
And if there's nothing Saints, it's all Everton.
That's right.
And it's a lonely life, man.
It is, man.
Reading tweets about Everton and the Houston Astros.
I was searching Hunter Renfrow today on Twitter, trying to see if this is the rumor that the Saints were going to trade with the Raiders and get Hunter Renfrow to be the slot receiver. That's where we are.
Tell him, Kevin, it's time to step away from Twitter for
put the phone.
I'm not leaving till Elon Musk turns it into ash.
Are you paying for the blue check mark? I saw the other day only 76 people have paid for the blue check mark. And I swear to God, Ralph, if you're one of those 76 people of all the millions of people, billions of people on Twitter, I'm going to personally reach through the screen and kick your ass.
The only thing funnier than Elon Musk's scheme to get people to pay for the check mark not working, the only thing funnier is the New York Times doesn't have a check mark anymore, and I still do. so there you go.
Nice.
Ralph's pants just got tighter.
That's a great little subhead right there for Ralph. Ralph Malbrough, slightly more respectable than the New York Times.
Just slightly. Depends. Thomas, give us a donation update before we get to the one topic we have before my amazing mock draft tonight.
We got one sub from Chat M333. Thanks, man.
Oh, and by the way, I just want to remind people that if you're a patron and you're listening to this podcast and you're a $12 patron, check your Patreon DMs. We got a special message for $12 patrons, and we got something.
If you're a patron and you're not listening to this podcast, why are you giving us money? Yeah, why are you paying us?
Well, I mean, your mom was a patron for a long time.
She would be listening to this podcast.
I'm pretty sure. Dave, did you say broadcast?
He did.
Did you say?
I think I said. I said.
Can't say anyone's name right.
Broadcast. Yep. Okay. So here's the thing. The Saints had 48 sacks in 2022, Andrew, which was surprisingly high, considering that it felt like they went weeks without sacks. And that was Dave just would come on this podcast and say, I'm waiting for the sacks. I'm waiting for the sacks. And they never came. And at the end of the year, you look up, they had 48.
How many of those were like Cam Jordan, like garbage time late in the season sacks?
A lot of them. But they have to replace 12 and a half. And am I wrong in my drunken crippledness to believe that the key to the 2023 Saints defense is how do they replace those 12 and a half sacks? Can they do it? I feel like that's the entire key to the defense in 2023. Am I being crazy on April 10th or whatever the hell day?
Well, they probably need to draft a guy. So, probably 29th overall or move up in the draft to get a guy. But I don't know. I'm kind of thinking the key is actually Carl Granderson's parole officer just losing his phone number.
Kevin, I picked this topic to bring you in a little bit, just in that, listen, we know that you hate trading up.
Yes.
And you want to trade down. But here's my thought process and almost fear with the Saints. Is they're going to sit at 29 and they need to find 12 and a half sacks, right? And my fear or whatever thought process is that they're going to look and they're going to see these defensive ends coming off the board and it's going to get to like pick 16.
I hate this draft already.
16, 17.
I know.
And they're going to move up and they're going to draft.
This is you're spoiling my draft for next week, Ralph.
So
no spoilers, buddy.
How worried are you that they're going to be desperate to get sacks, Kevin, and they're going to trade up?
No spoilers.
I am currently looking at the numbers for 2022. Boy, you're right. The Saints were not that far because I was wondering how many, where did 48 sacks rank, and they're tied for fifth.
It's tied for fifth?
Yeah.
I mean,
tied for fifth. That is crazy. But
again, like how many of those came late in the season? Like what?
I don't know.
I mean, DeMario Davis and Caden Ellis. I mean, they had a ton of sacks together.
I mean, I just feel like these sacks they weren't timed properly.
Yeah, but
these sacks never seemed to come at a time when we needed a sack.
I don't know.
All these sacks seem to come at a time where that's cool. But
Andrew's UDFA son had he sacked Deshaun Watson. We had creep on creep crime in the minus 40-degree Cleveland game to wrap it up. That was
so. What is your fear, Ralph? That it'll get to like what?
Okay, look,
the late teens or the early 20s?
Yeah, and they'll panic, and they'll be like, "There's one guy left."
11. Okay,
there's one guy left, and they'll trade up, they'll overpay, and they'll get him.
Here's the sack. They're up by 24. Okay, and this is on Derek Carr, by the way.
On our QB.
Yeah, great. Okay.
Onyemata.
Keep showing highlight. I'm just show me a highlight. Show me a highlight where it's a tie game, and then I'll be impressed.
Onyemata sacking Carr is probably something that will happen again.
Oh God!
Unfortunately,
bringing everyone down.
All right, here's another sack. Their Saints are winning by 24 points.
But they didn't have any games where they had you look at this 48 sacks and you're like, well, they had the one game with 8 sacks and the other game with 7.
My point is I think
this is really depressing. We're like, Dave is like, where did all these sacks come from? When did they get all these sacks? And then we immediately look at like half of these clips are against the Raiders when Carr was the quarterback getting sacked.
This is 3. Yeah, well, that's okay. This is the 3rd now in a row highlight, and it's from the 24-0 Raiders game. No, but that's exactly my point. Is look, they have 48.5 whatever sacks. Kevin looks it up. Holy crap, that's like top 5 in the league. But all of us are surprised to hear that they had that many sacks, and I think that all of that means is like. None of these, again, like I said, I was joking, but I'm also being serious. Like all of these sacks came at times when the Saints didn't need a sack. When the Saints needed a sack, they weren't getting sacks. When
they needed to sack Sam Darnold to close it out, they couldn't sack.
That's what I'm saying. Is like sacks are important. Yes, they're a big. That's important. That's a big stat. That's a loss down, tackle for loss, all that kind of stuff. But like when they happen, is equally as important.
Andrew, you have sources, or
I would say in both Atlanta games they came up with critical sacks and key points.
Okay, fine, fair enough.
Andrew, you have sources? How desperate?
My point is before you go on. But my point is for a team that's top 5 in the league for sacks. None of us
feel like it.
Exactly. None of us here on this podcast that exclusively covers the Saints feels like we got enough sacks and feels like our sack total was great. Like none of us are. We're all pining for more defensive line help.
I think
the fact that we were top 5, quote unquote, in sacks. So
I think the reason you feel that way is that they didn't have any double-digit sack guys. It wasn't like you don't have a recollection of a dude that this past season that was just wrecking it. Like their sacks, it's just interesting how the season played out. Like they got a lot of sacks, but they created pressure with blitzes, and it was different guys every time. And it's just interesting. Like Cam Jordan wasn't dominant. Davenport was absolutely not dominant. No one on this defense was dominant, and yet they were top 5 in sacks, and it was definitely like a joint effort, like a sum of its parts more than any one person kind of thing.
Budridge says we are there to replace 18 sacks. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. And Saints Rabbit says Drunk Dave is a Debbie Downer, and Sober Andrew is a Debbie Downer. So we have like a Debbie Downer double team.
Well, I'm going to say this. I can't go back to being sober that quickly, but Andrew can get drunk fairly quickly if he puts his mind to it. So it's on you, Andrew. I can't put this genie back in the bottle.
So this is a good. Before we get to my mock draft, around the horn, everybody, start with you, Kevin. How desperate do you feel like the Saints should be to acquire more sacks in the draft? On a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being extremely desperate.
6.
7.
What I think doesn't matter.
That's not a number. Nope, that's not a number.
I know
that's
they're
not a
desperate.
number.
Mickey Loomis is going to be like, I have prepared
not a number. None of this is a number.
10,
Thank you.
10. I accept that Mickey Loomis is like, oh, we need this. Let's trade up and go get it.
Okay.
Like, that's like, it's done. It's happening.
Well, that's a great segue to my mock draft. Thomas, let's kick it off. The Ralph mock
We're already
draft.
at the mock draft. We're going to be done at 10 o'clock. Jeez.
We're gonna be. That's right. We are.
Wish granted.
It's beginning of April. We got no news.
I'm going to drag this shit out. I got plenty of
The Saints should have signed Odell Beckham. We would have had something to talk about. What do you want?
How
what do you
did
want?
he get $15 million?
I don't even know. Like Baltimore's like, we're not paying our MVP quarterback, but we'll pay back him all the money. That makes no sense. So
it makes sense if you think you know something about your MVP quarterback that nobody else maybe.
The Saints are at picking at 29, but here's the thing. When I ran
like
this mock
Unreal Tournament.
When I ran this mock draft, I had to do the two things, Kevin, that have never, when the Saints have done them, it's never failed them. Okay? When they trade with the Eagles and give up future firsts, it's always worked out for them. And when they trade up to get Andrew, Georgia defensive tackles, that's never failed the Saints. So Thomas announced it. I did a trade. I traded with the Eagles again.
Oh,
and they accepted my offer of
to number 10 again.
To number 10.
Well, we got our old pick back.
All I had to do was give him the 2024 first. And guess who is available? Man boobs, problem child, Jalen Carter. Bad driver. I had to take him. Like, bad driver.
This is my God.
I hate this so much.
It's so bad. This is so bad.
No, this is amazing. He is. If he would be in shape, Dave, and he didn't get involved in accidents where people died.
Wow. Okay.
He would be the first overall pick. This is great value. Yeah, that's right. October says the guy has a monster.
It's not great value. You just gave up 2 first-round picks for him. It's great value if you just use your 1 first-round pick for him. But if you take 2 first-round picks to use for him, it's not great value.
Listen, we're gonna get him an
2 firsts for vehicular manslaughter. Great shit, Ralph.
Why am I having to explain this to you?
I apologize.
Holy
I didn't listen.
shit.
I need to apologize. I haven't had a chance to listen to the show that you guys recorded last week when I was out. I've been told from numerous sources that it was Kevin's mock draft was absolutely awful. There's no chance. There's no chance.
Still better than this.
Listen,
I was going to say there's no chance, Kevin, that you turned in something.
Jonathan Sullivan.
I did not.
Jonathan Sullivan was a perfectly fine pick for the Saints.
Draft.
It was a perfectly fine pick. They traded up for him. It worked out fine.
Oh
I don't
my
see
God.
why
No,
Jalen
the
Carter
team would be
couldn't
in better shape under Kevin with Kevin's draft.
Octoberist. Thank you, Octoberist.
We still don't know if they drafted Jalen Carter, Ralph.
1,000% Kevin's was worse. But Thomas, do the pick. I blew it.
The only thing Jonathan Sullivan dominated during his NFL career was the buffet when he was upstairs in a suite and inactive for a game.
I already did my mock draft. I'm ahead of schedule. I did mine earlier today. I sent it to Thomas. He's ready to go.
Can we announce the pick?
Is it possible that I'm going to hate yours least of all, Dave?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Is out of the 3 of us so far, mine is the most possible and the most probable. Yeah, I am. And even I went a little off the reservation.
People in the chat are wishing that Falcons would pick Carter instead of me, but we haven't announced the pick yet. Thomas announced the pick.
I don't care if it's anybody on this list.
With the 10th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select.
I'm putting this on a shirt.
Jalen Carter, defensive tackle from the University of Georgia.
I just listen. That's a great
and no reds.
Tomas Goodell, the Polish Roger.
It is.
Yeah.
At least his lips aren't blue this week.
Meet everybody out there listening. I want you
Look
to
at these highlights, man.
I want you to meet Jalen 2 firsts. This is Jalen 2 first. So when this motherfucker doesn't pan out, you know what to call him. Jalen 2 first, because that's what you just gave up.
Look at these highlights, man.
Stupid.
He's amazing.
Also very possible with the same.
Thomas, I hope
he'll be healthy. He'll be healthy 6 weeks this season.
Thomas, I hope you didn't. I hope
6 weeks? That many?
Yeah.
Thomas, I hope you didn't do his personal workout in Athens where he had to take a break doing the shuttle run because he keeled over and vomited.
By the way, Yola Nola from 5 minutes before we did the mock draft, check out what he wrote in the chat, guys.
What did he write?
He's the Nostradamus, guys.
And Nostradamus.
Oh, he's the Rouse Burner account.
He said the Saints will trade up for Jalen Carter when he slips to 10. And we'll get our pick back from the Eagles.
He predicted your pick, Ralph.
Wow.
Exactly.
He really did. Wow.
Hashtag sadness.
See, I know this is good. I know this is a good idea, Andrew, because Howie Roseman of the Eagles, he's going to get greedy, and he's going to think he's going to get over on Mickey Loomis again, but not this time. Jalen Carter he's the Super Bowl piece. If Jalen Carter, if the Saints get him at 10 and he hits, and he's the freak, the Saints are going to Vegas.
Dave and Andrew seem to love it already. Best draft ever.
Thomas,
2 first round.
do real quick. Do the available players. Jalen Carter is by far the best guy available. By far.
Yeah. Well, also you traded up. Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Sam Laporta was still avavel?
No, this is for pick 40.
I think this means at 40.
This is for pick 40.
So I got.
I was like, wait a minute.
So now we're at pick 40. So look, you might hate the pick at 10, Andrew. You might hate it at 10.
I might.
Listen, you gotta be aggressive if you want to go to Vegas, Dave.
Oh my God, you didn't trade this too, did you? You didn't trade.
Listen, we got a defensive tackle for the ages.
This is the
What do we need? This is the best available, Andrew. What do we need?
Oh my God,
Best name.
I don't know. Just pick the guy with the highest Raz, I guess.
Yeah.
Jack Campbell, 9.98.
There he is.
We don't really need a linebacker. Sounds good.
It's got an exclamation point next to it, so I'm assuming that's...
Kevin,
okay, fine. Next highest, Sam Laporta. He's a tight end, 9.02.
You do 8 mock drafts a day. Who would you take at 40?
Wait, what are the PFF rankings of these guys? That's what I want to know.
Laporta... I think Laporta is higher than no. Felix is higher. It would be the highest out of all of them.
I mean, that's a guy. That guy, he's a name that I will never be able to pronounce ever.
I saw John Sigler had Felix picked as his 29th overall.
Oh my God!
Look, Ralph, in the first round, Felix. I don't mind you trading. I'll a little spoiler here for our listeners here. Look, I don't mind you trading up. Like, that's a very likely scenario for the Saints in the first round. But trading up that far, giving up a future first round draft pick, like
the Eagles again.
The Eagles,
yeah. I mean, like but
we know the Eagles will take Mickey Loomis's phone call. Andrew,
I understand. Look, I'm going to do my draft next week, and again, I'm glad I did mine now. I know what I'm going to do. And look, drafting up is certainly a possibility in my mock draft, but not to this. This is ludicrous.
Here's the thing, though, Andrew. We know
you've gone to Plaid.
Andrew and Kevin, we know that Mickey Loomis, he tried to trade up for Zach Bond, and nobody would take his offer. He tried to trade up for J.C. Horn. Nobody would take his offer. Howie Roseman is like Mickey Loomis's drug dealer. He'll take the phone call. So I know that the Eagles are willing to deal. So that's why it's realistic. You might hate it.
Kevin's
there are other teams that will pick up.
Go ahead.
Kevin's been chomping at the bit to speak.
Well, I was going to say, there are other teams that will pick up the phone. And look, Ralph, in my draft, I considered that. And the team that I may or may not have traded up with.
Damn it, let Kevin speak. Shut up.
Let Kevin speak. This draft was
They're all
designed to make him
ranked.
mad.
They are ranked in order. So, they're all ranked in order. Felix, Diane, Sam, and Jack Campbell.
Right.
Felix is ranked 32nd.
Yeah.
Diane Henley is ranked 38th.
Laporta
is ranked 43rd, and Jack Campbell is ranked 45th on the PFF big board.
Right. Yeah, but his Raz, baby.
Yep. His Raz is 9.98, so you're going with Jack Campbell. Lock it in.
You knock this draft. I could get 2 top 35 players. Thomas, do the pick.
Yeah, for 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick
in the 2023 NFL Draft. The New Orleans Saints select Sam Laporta, tight end from Iowa.
The funny thing was,
you just said 2 top 35 picks. This was pick 40.
Well, listen, I forgot my own pick. What can I say? It was a surprise to me. It was a surprise to me too. But look at these highlights, man. I mean, he's like corn-fed Troutman, Andrew. and I'm excited about it. Listen, you go 2 tight ends. You got Juwan Johnson, you got Laporta, you get Troutman off our TVs. This is a win-win all around. You can run 12 personnel. This is great. And when was the last time the Saints had a good Iowa player? Can anybody think of a good Saints player that was from Iowa?
That's a good
I don't think this question is directed at me.
No, just the chat, whoever, Andrew, Kevin.
Look this up.
October says, that's right. Yola Nola said Iowa scored like 10 points a game on a good day. Yola Nola, I bet on Iowa a lot.
Trevor Penning went to Northern Iowa.
No, it doesn't count. But I like it that they need a tight end, I think.
I like Jason Champagne's comment, little ditty about Jack and Diane, the 2 players that were available. That's pretty brilliant. It's pretty fucking brilliant. Good job.
I
Jason.
like this pick. They need
win.
They need a tight end, and Kevin, I like them. Iowa tight ends. They had Hawkinson get picked. They had the other guy from Iowa get picked. The Iowa does some good things at tight end. I like this pick. What say you, Mr. Mock Drafter?
I mean, it's you've. I'm still
the trading the 2024 first has Kevin on tilt.
Exactly. Jalen Carter move. Sam Laporte at 40 is fine on its own.
In a vacuum, that exactly, Kevin. In a vacuum, number 40, Sam Laporta, great pick. We need a tight end, great, love it. We're all still reeling. We are all reeling from your first round trade up all the way up to number 10 from 29.
October said next Charlie Brown's sad music is playing.
No, I can't. We're all still. We're literally in shock. Like this is like you're asking us about Sam Laporta at 40 after we just watched planes run into the Twin Towers. Like it's the same thing. No, it's like the same thing. Like we're all like, holy shit, did that just happen? Like we can't even believe what we just witnessed. And then you're asking us.
Dave made that. Dave's a New Yorker.
Dave's from New York. He make that joke. Andrew Osman in the chat.
Joel Hilgenberg is a former Iowa player.
Yeah. I mean, that's like black. That's like in the 80s. That's practically like black and white TV. That barely counts anymore.
What about his brother Jay?
Same thing. 80s.
No,
like whatever.
They did both go to Iowa.
But Andrew, you're the scheme guy. You're the grader. You're the tape watcher. The Saints, they could use 2 tight ends before we get to round 3.
They're about to sign Foster Moreau. They obviously feel like they need one. So
yeah, they need to sign.
I will say, I was looking at tight ends, TJ Hawkinson, George Kittle, Dallas Clark. Like Iowa has a long history of tight ends producing in the NFL.
That's right.
So I'm kind of feeling it.
I mean, like verbal
already better than Kevin's draft.
Here's the thing. Yeah, because poor Thomas had Kevin gave him an aneurysm, just all the trades, and he couldn't do it.
Three times more work than Ralph's draft.
Oh, I didn't know. Again, listen, I didn't know that. Look,
This trash.
Right there. Screw all of you.
Did you say this trash?
Yes, this is trash, Ralph.
Trash.
This draft.
This is trash.
This draft. This is like the verbal meme. Verbal meme. It's the guy whispering into George W. Bush's ear in the kindergarten classroom on 9/11, and the guy saying the Saints drafted Sam Laporta.
Jesus.
After we just had to watch this first round travesty.
Yo,
Hey, wait, Dave. Dave. Hang on, can you hear me?
Yes.
The meme, it's the same meme, except it's, sir, Ralph just traded a second first round pick.
you mock me, but Andrew, when Jalen Carter has 5 sacks before he gets injured for the season,
Andrew's not laughing, man.
He's not.
Yes,
when Jalen
This is
Carter
serious,
has 5.5 sacks and he gets put on IR on October 1st, you'll think this pick was a good idea. I'm just saying.
Andrew's plotting how he's going to murder all of us in our sleep. Don't worry.
I'm just. This is totally look. Okay, Andrew. Look, my high school hockey coach was the first one of the first people who died in 9/11. Like this. I'm not joking about.
Andrew, now
Sure
I think this trade is possible with the Eagles, but I want, because you are Mr. Sources, hype, and analytics and all that. Jalen Carter, let's say he falls further than 10, which Drew Rosenhaus's agent says he's not, and he won't let him take visits to anybody outside the top 10.
No.
But let's say he falls to the mid-teens.
No.
If you're Mickey Loomis, do you go from 29 to 15, 17, 18 to get Jalen Carter?
If I'm Mickey Loomis, I think yes, he does that. Do I do that? Me, David Cariello? No.
But Andrew, do you do it? Because you're enticed by talent. Jalen Carter.
Let me put this in terms that are analytical, thoughtful, and considerate of the situation. I hate you, Ralph.
Listen, man, I could have done a Kevin and traded down and had like 12 picks and kept.
I know. I mean, look, they're gonna do it. I hate it. Like I think this is therapeutic for us to process what the Saints are gonna do now. Like let's rip off the Band-Aid. Like this is mock, right? But really, what we're doing is we're preparing ourselves for what's actually going to happen. We know, like, it might be Carter, it might be some other guy that we're all going to hate that's going to underproduce and be injured all the time, but we know this is coming. All right. So, I mean, we might as well take the medicine now.
All right. So that's 2 picks.
We're going to be numb to it.
I feel like we should just do mine now too. Like mine, we're in the same mindset.
I love this draft. People in the chat are wrong. Thomas, pick 71. Who is available? See, this was hard because
give me the running back, McBride.
I would take either Dwayne McBride or Chandler Zavala.
See, the Saints have done personal visits with both of the running backs, and I just feel Kevin.
I take Zavala. I want the guard. I don't need a running back.
Zavala.
His 9.5 RAS is tasty.
Here's the thing, Kevin.
And that's who they would do.
Whether it's the 3rd round, the 4th round, or whatever, we know Goodell is going to hammer Kamara. Like that is just put that in ink. He's sitting 6 games.
Yeah.
So to me, they have to have a running back. Like there's no if, ands, or buts. Like, and you may say it's in a corner. They have to draft for need. They don't want to do that. Like you got to get a running back. What running back in your mock drafts sort of has your fancy or you like the most?
Probably Tank Bigsby.
I like the name. Easy to say. Make tank jokes. I don't like the Texas A&M running back because he's tiny and he plays for Texas A&M, and Texas A&M graduates are weird. To This is general principle. I live in Texas. Texas A&M people are weird. I don't like it. And Chad M333 says you can get a decent running back 4th or later. Andrew, I know you said this last year.
Chandler Bing, that the Saints staff, they were like jumping on the table, beating on the table, like, get us a running back, please, during the draft. Do you think that will happen again? And will they resort to violence to get their pick in the war room to make sure that Mickey Loomis gets them a running back?
I think it's, kind of. I mean, I don't think Eno Benjamin, I mean, when you look at some of these other guys that they have out behind Kamara, I don't think that they're really counting besides Jamal Williams on any of those guys. So Jamal Williams, I think, makes it better. But at the end of the day, if Kamara were suspended and it was just Jamal Williams for like 5 or 6 weeks, they would want a rookie that they can trust to carry.
Oh my God! If they don't.
By the way, breaking news! Jamal Williams just he just evolved his Eevee to a Pikachu.
Yeah, well, he's going to need to evolve into a Charizard if we're going to have a shot of.
That's right. Breaking news: he evolved his Charmander to a Charizard.
What Pokemon averages 25 touches a week? That's the one you need. That's the one you need.
Snorlax.
If they don't have a running back, Andrew, and I'm watching Emo Phillips or
you mean Eno Benjamin?
Whoever, or the corpse of Dwayne Washington get meaningful carries.
Is Eno Phillips, is that like one of the Phillips sisters, like Carney Wilson and like?
I'm going to mobilize a protest for Airline Drive. Like that is it's unacceptable. And
till then, baby,
they'll get what they deserve if they don't draft a running back.
I mean, we tried to talk ourselves into Abram Smith last year, for God's sakes. Can we please draft a running back?
My son.
He's killing it in the XFL.
If you let it go down,
congratulations, Thomas, you've won the UDFA XFL undrafted rookie.
Hey, I'm new to this. I thought it was about the XFL, not the NFL. Come on, man.
Assuming Ralph isn't trading down here at 71, at 115, Israel, and I know this isn't his last name, but every time I see his last name with that jumble of letters, I think of Biaka Batuka. So Israel Biaka Batuka from Pittsburgh. And I know that's not his name, but I played NFL Blitz a lot as a kid.
Right.
So that's all I'm thinking of right now. But the Pittsburgh running back.
Abandi Akanda?
That's him.
Wakanda. He killed it in his personal workout and did amazing. They say that he's moved up into the low second.
Abandi Akanda forever.
Listen, get him at one. If he's there at 115, get him at 115.
All right. Well,
welcome to Uganda.
I thought about the guard, Dave, just because I wanted Andres Pete off my TV so bad.
Yeah,
so bad.
I don't blame you.
I did something incredibly dumb.
Look at that Raz. Look at that Raz. Oof, beautiful.
We need a guard. There's a guard available. Here's the thing. He's got a 9.5 Raz.
He had a 9.5 Raz.
Surely you drafted Chandler Zavala. Surely.
We talk about a guy playing 6 games, but we know that's all we're getting out of Pete. We can joke about Jalen Carter. We can joke about all these guys missing games, but Andres Pete is missing games. That's a fact. You take that to the bank. Yeah, it's done. He's missing. He's playing 6 games.
That was my.
You want Throckmorton or you want this dude? You pick.
That's what it was tough. That's what the constraints of the 3-round mock made it hard because I had to make the decision here. Thomas, do the pick.
With the 71st pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Dwayne McBride, running back.
Whoa.
UAB.
Yeah, I went running back, and he's probably overdrafted.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
probably.
He's probably overdrafted. But the thing is,
I'm sorry,
his joke Raz is a 9.8 because I can make Danny McBride jokes. for weeks, and look at these highlights.
I don't think these Danny McBride jokes are going to be as funny as you think they are.
I do,
he doesn't look very fast.
He doesn't.
He'll fit right in then with the Saints running backs.
This is terrible. What grade did they give you? What grade did PFF give you for this?
It was bad. It was.
Check
it was
this
bad.
out. Not fast.
Yes. Yeah. Give it to me.
He's fast. He's running. He's running away.
I want to see the rest of Ralph's picks.
That's it. I didn't like you.
Nonsense.
Why are you showing highlights of him playing against a kindergarten football?
That's right. I didn't do like you, Kevin, where I did 3 rounds. That was it. I didn't do like a full-on 20 picks. I just boom. It was the 3-round picks. That's all. Yeah, and
mine ended on 3 rounds too. And when I was done, they gave me a grade. They gave me I won't say it, but like they gave you a grade. What was your grade for this draft?
F.
Butteridge says he's a power back. That's right. And nobody loves gaining 3.5 yards at a time more than Dennis Allen. He's a
minus.
No,
he's a perfect fit.
Kevin, go to PFF.
A minus. No shit.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't an A minus.
It was an A minus.
It was.
Did he send you the photo?
Yeah,
I sent him the photo. I think I did. Throw it up
they
there.
They gave
Thomas.
him an A minus for this. Never mind.
A minus. Trade was D plus. Jalen Carter was A plus.
See, A plus. A freaking plus.
Wait, what was the trade?
D plus.
The trade was D plus. D plus.
Thank you. No, we're done. We're done here.
We're done.
Your Honor. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
But overall was A minus.
Yeah, I have no further questions, Your Honor.
So
welcome to PFF.
Before we get to questions, I want to remind everybody they can sub for free.
Ralph, I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
So you can subscribe for free using Amazon Prime every month on Twitch. Support the show. Doesn't cost you anything. You can do it not just once. It's a great way to support the show, the podcast you love. Doesn't cost you anything. Helps us keep doing amazing things. Thomas, take it to the top.
Before I take it to the top, quick MVP update. Hachijan is still in the lead, but Budwich is now right behind with 1,500 bits. And speaking of Hachijan, he just donated 300 bits thanks. And Budwich also said during the draft with the donation, Ralph, come on, man.
This draft is awesome. You people y'all are all wrong.
Look, wait, it's still early here. We're already at questions. Kevin, do we have any love updates?
No, I had been chatting with a lady, and it seemed to be going well, but
it always does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then just never could meet up. There was always something going on, and then she would just kind of just be very flighty and flaky when it came to trying to arrange a get together. And finally, I just I stopped messaging her for like 3 or 4 days. She finally messaged me back and apologized. It's like, oh, hey, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. I've been doing all this. And I said, it's fine. And I just flat out told her, I said, to be honest, I stopped messaging you because I wanted to see if you were going to message me back. Like, the way I look at it is the ball's in your court.
Mexican standoff for dating.
If you want to get together and, like, hang out and meet up, you pick a day and tell me.
Women like to be pursued, Kevin.
That's right. Women like to be wooed.
No, listen. I'm on a dating app. There is a reason. They are on a dating app. We are on the same dating app. We both.
I get it. Kevin, they want equal rights. They want equal rights, but when the bill comes, where are they? I get
That's
it.
right.
No. It ain't even about. Listen. There's a mutual interest, meaning there's interest in you want to meet and see if there's an actual connection. You should be progressing towards that, not this. Well, I got this. Maybe we can do it in a few. Oh no, maybe
she wants to keep you in the back burner, man.
Yeah,
you're a backup option.
They're all just using you for your penis, Kevin.
You keep on kissing babies and hugging fat girls.
Yola Nola says Kevin is dating Manti Te'o's ex-girlfriend.
No, that would require dating. I'm not even dating anybody.
No. Don't send her money, Kevin. Don't send her money.
You know what we should do is we should do a mock draft.
Kevin's got money.
We should do a mock draft where the people in the chat get to vote on who gets picked.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, we will. We will.
For Kevin's sake,
The community mock draft.
For Kevin's sake.
It won't be as good as the draft I just did.
Oh, I thought we could do this where maybe we could. Kevin shows us like his top 3 swipe lefts or swipe rights or whatever the good thing is, and then we put it on
Kevin
Discord.
ex-girlfriend draft.
No. Then we put the pictures and the profiles on Discord, and we let everybody vote, and whoever wins, he goes on that date. Oh, this is.
I like this.
Oh, this is genius.
Budridge says we should do a mock draft where the entire crew is shit-faced drunk. I don't think we'd make a pick because I would want to trade up and Kevin would want to trade down. Nothing would get done. Thomas, hit the music. We gotta get the questions.
Finally.
We got to workshop this idea with Kevin's Tinder.
I like it.
Mumble.
Mumble? We'll call it Mumble?
Mumble.
All right, Thomas, what you got for us?
Okay, we have 4 amazing questions for today's show, and first question is from Saints Rabbit. Ralph, Dave, Jude, and Thomas each get to be a genie.
No, Kevin.
Kevin comes to you and wishes for more wishes. How would each of you respond to Kevin?
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
I would say, haven't you ever seen Aladdin, man? You can't vote. You can't wish for more wishes. It's like rule number 1 that Robin Williams' character tells Aladdin you can't do. So clearly you don't know your history. Watch old Disney cartoons.
Right.
And come back to me once you've done that.
Ralph, you agree with that? You're siding with that?
I would say, like, if you want more wishes, like, what are you going to trade for me? Like, you can't. If you're going to trade down, you got to offer something of value.
Well, Kevin, good news for you is I'm giving you all your wishes. I'm the son of lawyers. I'm the brother of lawyers. I'm the brother-in-law of lawyers. Because I'm a small 2,000 square foot shop. No. Well, that's me. But I'm quite familiar with the law. And I just feel like if there were no other stipulations made prior, and I just said you get 3 wishes, if I didn't say if I didn't precipitate this with you may not wish for other wishes, then I think all's fair. And I think if you say I want 1 million more wishes, you get them. I didn't.
Wow.
There was no agreement to enter it beforehand. I didn't stipulate it with anything, so it's yours. They're your wishes.
I'd be really annoyed. Like, Kevin getting 1 million wishes would be annoying.
If I remember correctly from Aladdin, the 3 rules are: you can't bring anyone back from the dead.
There were no rules. Nobody said anything about rules. Did it say it was
there are. There are. You can't bring anyone back from the dead. You can't make someone fall in love with you, and you can't ask for more wishes. I think those.
But the question didn't say that. Those are the rules from the movie Aladdin.
Yeah, it's like the NFL. You can't trade 4.
Are you saying Robin Williams wasn't a real genie? What the hell's wrong with you?
No, but what I'm saying is the question didn't say that this was that we were following the rules of Aladdin.
Then the rules.
Ozman says Juge is correct. That's right.
No,
I kind of feel like this is Price is Right precedent. Like whenever you ask about a price, everyone automatically assumes, oh wait, or they have to ask, oh, are Price is Right rules in effect? Like, oh, Price is Right rules are in effect. So you're asking about a genie with wishes. I kind of feel like Aladdin is ubiquitous enough that the rules in Aladdin kind of take precedent in this situation.
The rules of Aladdin are law.
None of that was explained. None of that is laid out for year 2 in this
much
question.
law as the commandments.
No, I'm sorry. You're adding context and other implementations that are nowhere written on this screen.
Are you kidding, dude? Aladdin is as legitimate as it gets. There's a flying carpet.
The word Aladdin is not mentioned in Saint Rabbit's question. There's no reference to the genie. There's no reference to Robin Williams. There's no reference to Gilbert Gottfried. This is generic.
You mean the talking parrot? Iago?
Robin Williams was Mork in Mork and Mindy. That's practically a Supreme Court justice.
I am looking exclusively, specifically at Saints Rabbit's question, and this is your standard classic genie bottle situation. Aladdin has no bearing on this situation. I don't see how you can take anything that happened with Aladdin and implement it onto this.
You enjoy granting Kevin 4.5 million wishes. Thomas.
Jasmine was the most attractive of the princesses, by the way.
I don't make the rules.
You guys know.
Second of all, no. Little Mermaid, hottest mermaid there was, hottest princess. Even though she wasn't barely a princess, I don't even really.
Well, I know you disagree with, based on how you feel about gingers. I know how you disagree with that, Ralph.
Gingers don't have souls. We've been through this.
Well, Thomas, you're named in this question, so I think you need to weigh in on this also.
That's true.
Well, I will just turn around and play this music. That's my answer.
I like it. Next
time, by the way, Saints Rabbit. Let's be a little more specific. Come on, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Dave. This isn't court. Chill out a bit.
Well, I'm just saying.
What's next?
Next question.
Yeah, Saints Rabbit answered you in the chat. This is simply a joke about Kevin's endless trade downs, but wow, boys.
Well, we took it seriously, okay, Saints Rabbit?
Take your questions seriously. We don't just one word answers.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
Unless we're at 2 hours and 10 minutes of podcast. Then
Saints. Exactly. Saints Rabbit. I don't know what kind of podcast you thought you were fucking listening to, but this is a fucking serious podcast. And when you fucking ask us a goddamn question, we take that shit fucking literally. Seriously, we take it word for word.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think you're dealing with? What the fuck is this?
Come on, move it along.
I will say, Jason Champagne says Ariel all the way.
Yes, thank you, Jason. Jason Champagne.
I will say this. I heard this.
Jason Champagne has been spitting truth in the comments section all night. All night, Jason Champagne.
I will say this. Someone told me
the resistance of his truth spitting tonight is Ariel, hottest princess.
Someone told me this about Disney princesses.
She doesn't talk for like half the movie. That's what's hotter than that.
Well, hold on a sec. There's that's terrible, by the way.
No, I'm just kidding.
But someone said this about Disney princesses, and I was like, wow, that's actually pretty powerful. and they said, think about all the merch that Aurora sells, and like how she's up there as one of the go-to princesses, and she literally sleeps through the entire movie. How much more of a queen can you get than that?
Wow.
She's not even conscious and everyone's buying her merch. I mean, that's a pretty boss move. It's
the hardest of hardcore football podcasts. Thanks for listening.
Jason's champion also is revealing that he's married to a redhead.
Hang on.
I'm sorry.
Bell is the correct answer. Thank you very much.
Wait, who is?
Bell.
Hottest? Yeah, really, Belle?
All right,
Thomas. What's the next question?
I never watched any of these Disney movies, by the way, guys.
Because
you don't have kids.
Wait, that's why you like Belle? Because she likes. Oh my
God!
Jesus,
clever.
What do we got here?
It's.
I think he likes Belle because
it's purely a coincidence that you're the only unmarried one on this podcast. Purely a coincidence, Kevin.
Kevin wants a princess that likes beasts.
Oh
yeah. She's willing to look past a few things.
That's right.
This is the weirdest.
He also likes chicks that may have a. Never mind.
This is the weirdest, dumbest conversation we've ever had on this podcast. I love it so much.
You mean the best?
Yeah, that's right. But
submit this for entry into the Louisiana Sports Writers Best Podcast.
Lock it in.
A hardcore. By the way, Ralph, it does lead me to question why you have fat heads of Ariel, Belle, Sebastian, and
why do you have a fat head of Aurora awake? That's so weird.
I have a princess fetish. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say?
We need a screenshot of his face though with his eye.
Huh?
All right, Budrich, what you got for us next, Thomas? What's the question?
Yeah, read this one, please.
Saints Rabbit, by the way, said, "You're welcome." Good question, Saints Rabbit.
Next question from the MVP from last week's and the current runner-up, Budrich. What would happen first? Saints drafting a QB in the
Kevin
first...
losing his virginity.
In the first again.
Final answer.
Or Saints trading down the first round pick.
I would. Oh man.
Saints trading down. Listen, the Saints are only 25 more years away from the Diamond Jubilee celebration of not picking a quarterback in the first round. They haven't picked a quarterback in the first round in 50 years. I don't want him to pick a quarterback in the first round ever. I want him to get to 75 years without picking a quarterback. That's my dream. It's my dream.
Yeah, I think the NFL contracting happens before either of these things.
I think we'll get the heat death of the universe first.
Right. They stole all the good answers. I got nothing.
What next?
What's next? By the way, Sean Payton was... look, I know I'm the only golf fan here on the podcast. I was watching the Masters. Sean Payton did a whole little thing. He played around with... I forget her first name. Her last name's Renner. She's married.
Ariel. How strong was his nipple game?
Not Ariel. Nipple game was fine. But they did a whole thing, an interview where she played a round of golf with him, and they were just shooting the shit. It was interesting. He's ready to go though.
He's dead to me.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, he's not the Saints head coach.
Thanks for the memories. Thanks for the pick.
Yeah, I mean,
like to me, unless you want to trade Jerry Jeudy for a fourth.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, you're watching him, and like to us, to me, to you, if you were watching it, you guys weren't watching it, obviously, but I was. But like, if you guys were watching it, he's just so familiar to us. He's like, it's like your mom or your dad. Like, I don't know how you. We've been joking around a lot on this podcast, but like I'm being dead serious right now. But like I don't know, like he will forever be important to me. He was the reason why the Saints were so good. Like I'm not kidding. Like
whatever.
Like F Drew Brees.
He could have stayed.
Whoa.
He could have stayed.
I think Sean Payton. I'll die on this hill. I think Sean Payton was more important to New Orleans and becoming what the franchise has become more so than Drew. Now, I'm not saying that Drew is not important, but I'm just saying, like, I think Peyton would have found another quarterback if Drew hadn't worked out, if Drew's shoulder was shot, and we knew that year one going in 2006, if 2006 was a dud, I think Sean Payton would have found somebody else and we would have made it work.
Only thing I have to say that he was going to sign Josh McCown. He was going to draft Matt Leinart, and he couldn't. And he couldn't turn Trevor Siemian into the shit.
All right, you know what? Never mind. Drew Brees. Thank God. Drew Brees was here. Thank God Drew wanted to recover the city.
Thomas, hit us with that question.
Okay, next question, if Dave allows me. Bayou Bedouin asks, if you use AI to fake Ralph killing it in the Senior Bowl and say he was just hurt throughout college, how many draft picks are the Saints burning to pick him?
If we use AI to fake Ralph,
probably
like videos, like we're creating videos.
Ralph would be killing it in the Senior Bowl.
Right,
you're using videos.
You're using deep fake technology.
Yeah,
videos.
And Ralph has 7 fingers.
Right, two good arms.
Right, and 2 good arms, but they have 7 fingers, and so Ralph's killing it in the Senior Bowl.
Sounds like he's more operational than Marcus Davenport.
He's more operational than real Ralph.
Also, Selly has entered the chat. How big does his penis in this situation?
Huge. They haven't figured out how to do AI people well, because I watch Disney movies with my kid, and they have these Disney shows where they just insert like AI people, and they look like The Walking Dead. So I don't
know about that. I don't know. I think AI has come a long way from.
Well, here's the thing though. Like, what's my AI RAS? Like, because if it's above 9,
9.99.
Oh, the same.
I mean, if we're using AI to create deep fake video of you,
we're not doing a RAS of 2.5 here.
Cripple 2 first. Final answer.
Like, let's see this through. You might have like a 9.99 RAS. I mean, why skimp?
I mean, did they give up 3 picks or 4 for Troutman? How many picks did they give up? For Troutman?
Wait,
4.
Is it 4?
Too many.
I think they gave up 5 for Ralph.
What do you mean they
like
gave up 4 picks?
It was like a bag of pennies.
Yeah, it was like 2 sevenths, a sixth, and a fifth, or whatever.
Wait, we traded up for Troutman?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
wait, really?
They did the mini Ditka.
We went mini Ditka for Troutman.
Wait,
yeah,
no.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Oh
what,
my
God. Dave, you look up. Look up that.
Dave, I'm really gonna blow your mind here. We landed on the moon.
Wait! I thought we just were starting to send people to the moon.
Kevin, can you look up what the Saints gave up for the rest?
Read the
Wait a minute, really? We traded him? Oh my God! I hate Troutman so much.
I'm pretty sure we could have 4 players on the roster right now.
Guys, I just hated Troutman just because he was Troutman and he sucked. But like, I had no idea that we gave up so much capital and potential for him in addition to him sucking.
I remember you were really drunk for that podcast.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Was that one of the Bendy podcasts?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That was the same.
Exactly.
Time
I was so wasted.
So Thomas, read the final question. And Kevin.
That was Zach Bond. That was Zach Bond was the one who was Bendy.
I've got the answer to the question.
Okay, give it.
The Saints and the Vikings traded. So the Saints got the 105th overall pick. They traded picks 130, 169, 203, and 244.
Wow.
Yeah. 4 players.
4 picks. 4 picks.
God. Oh my
That's
God.
like reverse Kevin.
Holy shit.
If Kevin was the Vikings.
It was the mini Ditka.
So bad
It was the late round Ditka.
We are so terrible at drafting.
Give us the final answer. The final
How
question.
are we on the top of that list? Is this why we're on the top of that list? Because we needed a tight end and like Troutman filled that need?
Troutman's Troutman's highlights were amazing. Amazing.
Like, how did we end up on, like, you guys texted over that thing where it was like, oh, based on positions of need, the Saints are like the fucking best at drafting.
Oh, well,
Right? Am I wrong?
Do we have any more questions? Do we have any more questions?
Yeah.
We do.
Go.
Good that you asked, because this is the most voted question from the most upvoted question from our Saints Happy Hour only, patrons only Discord.
9 inches, guys. 9 inches. I've told you this many times.
Called by many the greatest question of all time, and it was asked by Big, and it is the reason Kevin's love life is dreadful is because of his trade down mentality. How can anybody love that? Does he go on dates, but instead of going to a nice restaurant, he trades down to get 60 chicken nuggets from McDonald's because the value.
Oh my God! This is the greatest question ever.
I can see why this is. Yeah.
This is the greatest question ever.
You want to defend
You've just been savaged, Kevin.
You said, Kevin.
You bighead.
Bestiality.
I mean, is trade down? Is that a lifestyle thing you bring outside of the mock draft channel?
It's not just a draft move; it's a lifestyle.
No, so when I read this, question in the questions, the podcast questions room in Discord, and it got me thinking: what if? Yes, closet chums. What if the dating app makes people think, oh, I can just, you can scan through 10, 15, 20 people in a matter of minutes. You can meet somebody and then you kind of talk yourself out of, going on more dates or trying to get to know them more, because in your head you're thinking, oh, I've got that app. I've got 15, 20 people on this phone that I can potentially match with. So it's like you keep You're like infinitely trading down. You just keep saying, hey, I'll keep rolling the dice, pushing this back, and you end up getting nothing. I don't know. Nice downer of an answer to end the podcast guys.
Trade down mentality. Thomas, give us the final MVP tally and give us a roll call of all the lovely people who donated.
Okay, so officially, Hatchet John is the new MVP.
Thank you, Hatchet John.
With
Where's your dad, Andrew? Where's your dad?
Yeah, where's Mr. Jude?
He couldn't be here tonight. He's flying back from New Orleans to Atlanta.
Oh.
Also, thanks to Badrich, Chad,
your dad
and
was
Jason
here.
Champagne.
He didn't even call me. What the fuck, bro?
That's right.
What's up? What's up with that?
Keep going, Thomas. Reread them so people can hear. We want to thank them.
Also, thanks to Badrich, Chad M, and Jason Champagne for supporting the show.
Thanks, guys. We love you. Butteridge
is crying in the chat about.
Don't retire the trivia. Once we get through draft season, we'll need the trivia. Believe me.
I thought we had trivia tonight.
No, we don't have trivia tonight. And besides, the Disney question alone on the hot princess took freaking 25 minutes.
This was so short. This was like
literally the mock draft.
This was an hour and 10 minutes.
It was an hour 15, man.
The best podcast, the most hardcore football Saints podcast anywhere.
I miss you guys.
So listen, guys, thanks for listening and supporting Saints Happy Hour. Please go to saintshappyhour.com.
You got a real pretty mouth.
Become a patron and support the show. We can't do this, guy, without your support. Thanks to Dave. Thanks to Andrew. Thanks to Kevin. Thanks for Thomas, the best producer in the world, running the show back in Poland. Remember, kids, if you're going to support a Saints podcast, you ought to support the one that wins awards. Until next week, the bar is closed.